You're all being recorded.
There we go. It started.
Cool.
Gwen, we have now met all of our official requirements per the law.
Okay, so we're ready? Okay, I see recording has started. Very
Yes.
good. Well, good morning, everyone, both virtually and at the museum. I know that this is our first attempt at a hybrid, and so it's already off to a great start. I will call the October 22nd, 2020 meeting of the TDA to order, and we'll begin by reminding us of our mission, which is to promote overnight visitation that drives economic impact through destination marketing and enhancement of the visitor experience in Elizabeth City and Pasquotank County. You all have received the materials for today's meeting. So we will start with the approval of the agenda, and I will open with to call for a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and if you all would please say your name so that.
Andy Montero, make a motion to approve the agenda.
Oh, that's right, you're there.
Sorry.
And who provided the second?
And unfortunately, we still have to do roll call voting until we're all.
Right, I am going to do that, but I just needed to hear, did we get a second? I didn't hear that.
Yes, Rhonda seconded.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion and a second for the approval of the agenda, and we will now move to a roll call vote.
Gwen,
Approved.
Arthur,
Approved.
Rhonda, I know Jeff, sorry, I've got people listed that aren't here. Jeff
Approved.
and Andy made the motions.
And Renee.
Oh, Linnea, are you here?
Yes,
Yes,
I am
she's on the-
approved.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, I think I've got everybody now.
Are we good? I can't hear.
We're good, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So then our agenda stands approved. Any public comment? Rita, Susan?
There was none.
Thank you. We will then move to the minutes. Hopefully you have had an opportunity to review that document. So I will now call for a motion for the approval of the September 24th, 2020 minutes.
So moved.
Is that Andy?
Yep.
Sorry, can't hear you.
You can't see my lips moving? Here.
Second.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second for the approval of the September 24th, 2020 minutes. We will now do the roll call vote.
Gwen,
Yes, approved.
Arthur,
Yes.
Rhonda made the second, Jeff,
Yes.
Andy made the motion, Linnea.
Approved.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you then. Our minutes stand approved. We'll now move to the finance report, this September finance statement. Arthur, I will turn the microphone over to you.
Okay. Only in to still the early parts of the year. Really, we did not meet as a committee. We will be meeting before the not much to remark on. And so I'll just leave it there. Corrine will be sharing more later when we look at the STAR report about how things are going. But I'm glad to answer any questions if anybody, other than that, I really did not have any comment.
Thank you, Arthur. Are there any questions or concerns with regard to the September finance statement?
What, yes, Madam Chairman, this is Jeff.
Yes.
The occupancy tax report, is the trend looking better than what we had predicted, or is it worse?
We're doing better than what we predicted when we did the budget.
That's what I thought. I just wanted y'all to clarify that. My estimate came out real good.
We are, if I will make a comment or two there. I'm afraid as we go, we're now starting in October to see things start to slow. You know, we were buoyed through the summer because Dare County had such a great summer, and it extended the shoulder a little longer. But now that we're out of that season, our weekends, though this last week is an exception, I think are going to prove to be a drag, and the weekday business is slowing up a little bit. We had a lot of construction going on through the spring and summer. Some of that's winding down, though there are a few new projects out and around the area, some bridges and other things. But I believe personally that we'll see that period, you know, November through about March, where we've been being only down, you know, 15%, is that we're going to be down, you know, year over year, more like 25, and especially in October without homecoming and some other large events that we had last year. You know, last year we also, Gwen, had the what was the big meeting weekend before?
Installation, and we had installation, and we had the Board of Governors.
Right. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see October being down 35%, you know. So anyway, but overall, we are running ahead of what we have budgeted. If there are no other questions, I'll make a motion to approve the September financials as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of the September finance statement. Any additional questions or concerns? Hearing none, we will move to the roll call vote.
Gwen,
Approved?
Arthur made the motion, Rhonda, approved. Jeff,
Yes.
Andy second, Linnea,
Approved.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Arthur. Let's now move to our committee reports. And Arthur, I did hear you say that you all had not met, but you will be meeting. So, but I don't want to overlook. So
We will have one item, but hopefully under new business. But other
Yes.
than that, Madam Chairman, no report.
okay, thank you so very much. Rhonda, marketing.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone.
Good
I'm
morning.
going to remove the mic briefly to be able to be heard more correctly. First of all, I want to thank the committee. This is probably the most engaged committee that I've been on in a very long time, and I appreciate everyone's thoughts. There's a lot of experience on this committee. Everyone's been very vigilant about being with us in one way or the other, whether hybrid or in person recently. And so thank you to everyone whose great input has helped us, I think, and the staff to move forward with marketing despite the circumstances. Lots of things have gone on in the last month. One of the big things was a photo shoot and a video shoot, and that's important to us. As we know, social is where everyone is looking for their information, and some of this not only is just social, but it'll be used in our print and on our website, et cetera, and transferred throughout the state. And this was a state photographer who was here, who is employed by the state. So not that we don't have plenty of great local photographers, but they have an eye to us that probably we don't most of the time. So you guys spent a good day, 2 days, full 2 days around town, mostly in outdoor locations, and really focusing on safe outdoor activities. So it's not only something that we can use in the future, but it's very relevant to where things are Number of grants have been coming in and out on their plate, and well, one of them we didn't get, but a lot of things are going on. And one of the things I think we need to talk about that we're going to get some extra, really extra help from a $10,000 grant that was received. And it is going to be used for a variety of activities. I don't want to take everything away from Karina because she worked intimately with this, but some of the things that I think we should highlight are, number one, we're going to be in a magazine called Garden and Gun. It is really devoted to the South, and anyone who reads it like Garden and Gun. It's incredibly good writing. And whether you like gardens or guns, or neither, it's a really big print piece, and it's really well done. And I'm amazed that we could find a way to get in that publication. So if you haven't picked it up, page after page does stock it. So maybe you can talk to Susan about getting a copy. It's really well done. Then we're doing some work with Google and DMOs. And then we also talked about our new eCity logo. I'm going to let Karina discuss that a little further later on. But we do have a new internal and external campaign talking about eCity, talking about our eCity, and it's going to give everyone a lot of chances to participate. There's going to be some blogs and some insider viewpoints on our eCity, so look for that in the future. And again, more in Karina's report. And then there's something that I can't talk about because it's way above my head. It's IT. So we're doing a kickoff with Band Wango. Again, I'm going to defer to Karina because it involves gamification and geofencing, of which I know nothing about either one. But it is going to be fun. It's going to be a prize fund. It's going to be interactive, and it will have digital as well as local, personal, face-to-face opportunities to participate. So I'm really proud of what the staff's done. They've been very creative, very, we hear a lot about pivoting. This has been pivoting at its best. And we have a new PR firm that is going to help us with a really big idea, and I'm going to let Karina talk about that one later on. It's about Elizabeth City, but in a different way. We also have talked about the budgeting, the marketing budget, and we're going to make a little move on marketing. It really isn't moving anything specific. It's actually adding to what we have in revenues that we didn't expect. So again, a lot of snippets of information there, but just to let you know that marketing is the marketing committee is busy, the staff is busy, and we're doing everything we can to get our name out. Absolutely. While all of this continues. So again, thank everybody for their hard work.
Thank you. Oh, is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Rhonda, and thank you to the marketing committee. Yes, that committee has been very, very active, and we certainly applaud your leadership. We applaud the all of the expertise that sits around the table. It is extremely important that we continue to brand, that we continue to get our name out there, because even as Arthur mentioned, while the percentages in terms of tourism may be impacted over the next few months, we are coming back, and we want to make certain that when we come back, people have read about us, they've heard about us, so they know that this will be the place to come. So thank you so very much for all that you all have done in keeping Elizabeth City, Pasquotank County alive. Thank you. Let's move on to visitor experience. Andy, I know you have an action item that we'll talk about a little bit later, but let me turn the microphone over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. We did meet. We had a very quick meeting. There is one piece of business that we will review under new business, but outside of that, the Visitor Experience Committee does not have anything else to report.
Okay, well, Andy, thank you so very much. We will come back to you at a little bit later in the agenda. And thank you all so very much. I understand that we don't have any presentations. Just want to make certain that that's still correct.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. So then we will now turn the microphone over to our tourism director.
All right. Can you guys virtually see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if this, how do I move to the next slide? There we go. Okay. Jumping into marketing updates, I wanted to remind everybody that through our partnership with Visit NC and with Miles Partnership, which is a national tourism marketing firm. We have 2 free webinars coming up. Please sign up for them, have your staff sign up for them, share them amongst your staff or your partners. They're free, they're only an hour. You do have to register through the SBC, but that's a super simple process. The first one is called Online Reputation Management and Virtual Customer Engagement Tools for Small Businesses. It is applicable to all small businesses, and especially in today's day and age, the whole online reputation management is huge for all of us. The second one is a little bit more specific for tourism and hospitality, but many of our partners, restaurants, retail stores are also tourism and hospitality, and it's specific to COVID recovery. So we'll make sure we send those links out as a follow-up, but again, please sign up, please share, please have your staff attend. We completed, as Rhonda mentioned, a video shoot and a photo shoot. That's one of our new photos. And again, through our partnership with Visit NC, rewrote a blog using the videos that we have, and it is called Count on Me NC, Reopening Safely. As I've talked about over the past 6 months, and we'll continue to talk about, consumers want to feel safe. They want to know that our businesses are doing things to make them feel safe, and then they will come to the business and spend money. So we are highlighting 6 businesses who have really embraced Count on Me NC, which is the North Carolina specific safety program. So we ask you to check out that blog. As Rhonda mentioned, we are super excited about our East City. We worked with a local designer to come up with a logo that kind of embraces that we are proud of our community. And the website is currently in development. We have stories from our mayor, Betty Parker, coming, Jessa Trotman, a local artist, a Coast Guard spouse, Crystal, a local EMT, Jared, and our sheriff, Tommy. So very diverse stories that talk about why they love Elizabeth City. And in all of the stories, it drives to a lot of our local businesses. So we're excited to launch that. So keep an eye out, that will be coming. The Bandwango technology thing is super exciting. We wouldn't be able to do this if we didn't have a grant, but it's the tourism promotion grant. It's called a digital experience passport. You can access it on your phone or on the internet. So it is only internet based, but you don't have to download an app to your phone. So you can instantly access the information and the offers. It will be launched in time for the holiday shopping season. But the really good news is we will have access to this platform for a full year. So we'll be able to kick it off right now when our businesses really need it, but also be able to use it all through next summer, which I'm excited about. And I'll say this again, because communicating with some of our small businesses is a challenge, how they can relate to that. Participation is free. We are paying for it. We are doing all of the work, but businesses have got to sign up and give us just a little bit of info. So again, please encourage any businesses that you might speak to participate in this. The whole point of it is to drive customers into their doors.
And when will this be available for businesses to sign up and provide information?
Our kickoff call is actually today at 4 o'clock. So we'll have more information next week. So we will, again, I'll update the board on that as well. Thank you, Andy. But just keep an eye out.
How are you reaching out to them to try to make them sign up?
So one of the cool things is this company actually has a call center. So while we will send out a letter and an email you do on social media, hey guys, how many please participate? Their call center will actually personally call all local businesses that we give that, so we'll give them a list of our tourism. They have to be a business that a consumer can walk into, buy something and leave. So restaurants, shops, the museum, AOA, stuff like that.
As a business owner, I hate cold calls. I don't want to accept them. So How do you get?
Well, we're gonna send info out ahead.
I mean, I know, I'm just saying.
We're not selling anything. We're not-
Well, yeah, that's the first thing they say. I ain't selling nothing.
So you're right, as long as we let the businesses know in advance, okay.
Yeah,
expect this.
yeah, that's
You're
right,
because I don't.
trying to say, you know.
Right, and we have also partnered with, I've asked Holly and Debbie to join us on the kickoff calls, so ECDI and the chamber will hopefully be helping us get word out as well, because this only helps all of our businesses. So it's a neat program, so more to come on that. I wanted to pause here for a moment on our marketing budget. The first thing I wanted to say, and I didn't create a slide for this because is you guys may recall a few months ago, amongst all of the grants that we had applied for, we had worked on a regional grant, a multi-county grant through the EDA. And that one was for $250,000. We did find out we did not get that grant. I actually had a follow-up call with Hillary. She's the local EDA person. And she told me that for every grant they did award, they had 10 that they couldn't award. So it wasn't that our grant didn't meet the parameters or wasn't well done. They simply didn't have any money. So she is actually on the lookout for us for future programs. We're going to reconnect with her in January, but for the time being, that big grant was a no. That said, you can see on this slide, we have been successful in earning just shy of $80,000 in grants in the past few months, which is huge for us. It's a huge portion of our budget. Almost all of them are some version of CARES Act funding. So they do come with quite a few strings. The hardest string at the moment is the money all has to be spent by December 30th. So it's been a heck of a lot of work, especially on me and Bree, to launch all of these new programs, but we don't want to turn down this money, and we need that marketing value for us. So anyway, that's just a short overview. At the top, you can see in blue, our original proposed marketing budget for this fiscal year was $175. The revised budget is currently $214,000, but if you deduct the $80,000 in grants, that means we're spending $134,000 of our cash, or $135 around, to get $214 in marketing. So that is current. This is subject to change. It's still super early in the year, but I just wanted to give the board a quick highlight on where we stand with the marketing budget. Any questions on that? All right, moving ahead. Wanted to just highlight some of our beautiful new photos. As Rhonda mentioned, we spent 2 days with Sam Dean, who does fabulous photography work. We actually got over 1,000 photos. So it's been a lot of fun to go through them all. I mean, a lot of them are similar, but you can see what some of them look like. And Abel is unfortunately not on the phone. No, Christian's in this one though. Christian came out to Muddy's. Bree and her little 2-year-old Wes are in the bottom left-hand corner there. He came out last minute to be a model for us for a fishing shot. Some gorgeous shots in Palin's Alley, outdoor dining, all sorts of things. And you can see several pictures with masks. Again, nothing we had intended to do, but is the current climate. So we have to, and almost every photo we took was outside and not lots of crowds, again, because that's what the current climate is requiring. And finally, our famous board member, who is not here, Abel dragged his family out of bed at 6 a.m. And we spent a couple of hours. They were so amazing. And we got, it started at 6 a.m. because we wanted the sunrise and the light that time of day. It's beautiful. And these are just a couple of example shots. And we did get a small canvas of some of these photos to give to Nell and Abel for their time, and we were going to give it to him, but he's not here, so you guys all know.
I'll take it. What is that?
But they were a blast to work with, and 6 a.m. is a hard ask, so I wanted to make sure we said publicly thank you. think that's it. That's what I had for marketing. You can see there's a lot going on in marketing. I'll pause there for a second. So the marketing stuff is cool and happy. And this update, as you guys know, I've done this for the past 7 months now. This state of the travel industry report this month was kind of depressing. So I'm going to go through it hopefully quickly. This is, again, we've been looking at this every month. You can see, I mean, back in February, people were spending this is the entire United States, $20 billion a week on travel, and it just plummeted. This is 4th of July, Labor Day weekend, and we just can't seem to, we've been flat for months now. And again, this is the country, but this is what people are actually spending on travel. State of North Carolina is almost identical in terms of the shape. Again, these are losses. So as an example, on the week of October 10th, the state of North Carolina lost $180 million in travel expenditures. So if we added that all up, it's a heck of a lot.
But Karina, it must be, I mean, we read in the paper that Dare County is having one of the best seasons, you know, and then what is it, the Hatteras National Seashore talking about had their best ever since. So I mean, is it kind of spotty? I mean, or do you know if Northeastern North Carolina is following the same trend, or is it?
No, and you'll see some of it on the STAR report. The hard part is our STAR report is monthly, and this is weekly data, so I can't do an apples to apples comparison. We are following a little bit more closely what the Outer Banks is doing, but we're still behind. But these numbers are coming from Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte are in like the negative 70%.
And that's probably
tourism because there's no business travel.
It's special events.
No conventions, right?
Right.
There's places, lots of rental properties, no sports tourism, right? But Boone, the entire coastal area, there's a lot of rental properties. People are staying in VRBOs and Airbnbs less than they are staying in hotels. So you can see the STAR report for the entire state of North Carolina is very disparate depending on the region. So this is an average for the whole state, but it's still directional, and it still tells us that people are either afraid to travel or can't because sports, meetings, conventions, et cetera, aren't happening. Moving ahead, this is, from my perspective, very frustrating. This is a different research firm, but they've been doing this confidence index. And every time COVID cases go down, the consumer confidence goes up. And the reverse happens when COVID cases go up. So you can see most recently, and keep in mind that this research is in the field typically a week before they're publishing it. So this, my expectation is this is going to go down again because our cases have really been going up, and that's what's in the headlines right now.
Stock market does the same thing.
It really does. And this is a study that Destinations Analyst has done since March, and they ask people, they're only asking travelers, what do you think is going to happen between now and the end of the year? Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? And unfortunately, again, you can see the last several weeks, people are like, it's going to get worse, it's going to get worse, it's going to get worse, and it's just growing. And the problem is when consumers think it's going to get worse, they feel unsafe. And when they feel unsafe, they don't want to travel. So, like I said, this is very depressing, and I did not have fun putting this together. I like it a lot better. But I mean, and there's nothing that we can do about the national story, but we can talk to our businesses, and I'll get to that in 1 second. A lot of research firms came out in the last week or two with studies specifically about holiday travel, and this speaks to what Arthur mentioned, that he anticipates we're going to be down. I would concur with that because we're seeing almost 70% of people say they don't even know if they should take a vacation or not by AAA. Travelocity saying only 25% of people are going to travel between now and the end of the year. Destination analyst is seeing almost a 100% drop in holiday season travel plans this year. And those are terrifying numbers, but it helps to know them going into it, so we can address it as possible. People still don't really feel safe, even in their own communities. Again, we've been hovering pretty flat here, but less than half of consumers feel comfortable going to their local restaurants or shopping in their local stores. And these are the things that we can change. And then one more, World Travel and Tourism Council, just, not that this is a surprise, they just came out with this research. 89% of Americans are now more conscious of germs than we were before. Shocking. But that said, almost 70% of travelers are saying if health and cleanliness are super important to them in order for them to want to consider travel. And this one, 70% of people feel good about seeing a face mask in an advertisement. Only 10% don't. I don't know about you, but I'm going for the 70% plus the 20% who are neutral, not the 10% that it irks. It's just research study after research study after research study shows how important this is to get people to come out to their local businesses. So as I mentioned, what can local businesses do? I would ask all of you again to remind businesses to participate in Count on Me NC. Take pictures of your staff or your customers wearing masks or doing stuff, post it on your own social media, send it to us. We are posting that every single week, businesses that are doing it, because the research is showing us that that's what consumers want to see. Whew. So that's the non-cheery stuff. This is our data. Unfortunately, the state hasn't published their data yet, Jeff. They usually publish it a couple days after our board meeting, but I can get it and send it out to everybody. But we can see we're down for the month of September almost 18%, which isn't great. And it appears October is going to be a little bit less, whereas last month I think it was 15%. So we were doing okay over the summer, but it's starting to decline. But look at the middle outer banks. For the month of September, they were up 33%, which is crazy. So people were, again, this is the month of September, but people were doing, kids weren't in schools, they could still go, they could do remote learning from a rental property, still be on the beach. So depending on where you are, things are up. But year to date, we are down almost 30%, which is relatively consistent with some of our peer markets. Some are worse, Beaufort is worse. The Outer Banks, of course, they were completely shut down, and that's what's impacting their numbers because they've had months of being up, but what was it, March, April, and May, they were completely no visitors at all. But you can see they're still only down 14% for the year. Any questions on that? All right. That is my presentation, Gwen. That's interesting. Let's see. Can you hear us, Gwen? Oh, Gwen, you're on mute. You're on mute, Gwen. We can't hear you.
There we go.
We can hear you now.
That little line means something. But anyway, thank you, Rita, and the staff for all of your hard work. And even though the numbers, again, are concerning, we certainly still appreciate the information that you're sharing with us to keep it in front of us. But we're going to still do what we need to do because it is going to change. But thank you so very much. Any questions of Karina? Okay, thank you so very much. We'll now move to old business, and we need to decide on a date for our December meeting. And that will be either December 3rd or December 10th.
Madam
So,
Chair,
yes.
can I make a selfish plug? If
No,
we
I was
have
going to do
it,
the same. Go ahead.
if we have it on the 10th, and this is officially my last board meeting, if we have it on the 3rd, I get to see y'all's smiling face one more
Okay,
time.
that's even, okay, well, that sounds good. I was going for the 3rd as well, so.
But whatever, I'm just putting that out there.
No, I would love for you to go ahead and make that motion. I certainly support that
I'll make that motion, Madam Chairman.
for December 3rd. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there a second?
I've seconded it already. Of course, I'll second again.
Okay, I didn't hear. All right, so we have a motion and a second for the date of December 3rd for our December meeting. Any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, we will then move to the roll call vote.
Gwen,
Yes.
Arthur,
If it wasn't for Jeff, but yes.
Thank you, Arthur.
Rhonda,
Yes.
Jeff made the motion, Andy second, Linnea.
Approved.
Thank you.
Okay. December 3rd it is. All right. So now let's move to new business. You see the items in that category, and I'll turn the microphone back over to Karina.
Thank you, Glenn. So the first item on the list is the tourism promotion grant. You all hopefully recall about 2-ish weeks ago, I emailed you all the contract because again, this is CARES Act funding and it has to be spent by December 30th. So we were kind of in a hurry. And basically I had to sign a contract with Visit NC that said, we will accept the $10,000 and we will do X with the $10,000. And I sent that all to you. So you all emailed back that you were good with it, but now we need to officially document that you approved me signing that contract so that we can receive the $10,000. And then the second item is we have to do a budget amendment to receive that revenue because this was, of course, unplanned revenue when we approved our budget back in June. Do you guys need more info or is that good?
Any questions, concerns?
You need a motion for the grant.
For the conference, that approves me to sign a contract for this $10,000 grant.
All right, Madam Chair, I make that motion.
Okay, now, so does that include is that for the approval of the signing of the contract and the budget amendment, or do we do that separately?
I was doing it separate.
Separately? Okay, very good. Okay, separately, Arthur?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we have a motion for the approval of the signing of the contract as shared by Karina. Is there a second? It's kind of hard to.
This is Rhonda.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second for the approval of the signing of that contract. Any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, we'll move to the roll call vote.
Gwen,
Approved.
Arthur,
Approved.
Rhonda second, Jeff made the motion, Andy,
Approved.
and Linnea.
Approved.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. And now we need a motion for the budget amendment.
Yes, ma'am. This is Arthur. You guys all got just a very simple sheet from Karina showing where we're going to add an item for $10,000 additional coronavirus grant award revenues and add $10,000 to our marketing and sales budget. And I make a motion to approve that budget amendment.
Is there a second?
Second. Yeah.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second. for that budget amendment. Are there any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, we will move to the roll call vote.
Gwen,
Approved?
Arthur made the motion, Rhonda, approved, Jeff second, Andy,
Approved.
and Linnea.
Approved.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. So both of those stand approved. We'll now move to the county restricted fund requests on behalf of AOA. And so I'll go back to Andy and we'll act on that. Thank you.
So the county has sent us a request from their funds for a total of $17,500. This application was actually completed very thoroughly, I may add, by AOA, presented to the county. The county board of commissioners approved it to move forward to us. It is somewhat outside of the new guidelines that we just spent time putting together. However, as we've all discussed multiple times, with COVID, we have to really think outside of the box, be a little bit more flexible and willing to help our business partners. AOA has specifically asked for this money. It would be used in a wide variety of things, some marketing, but also some operational expenses. Looking over their thorough application, they talk about their plans for the future. Of course, with everything, it is somewhat up in the air based on COVID restrictions. However, when the committee met, we really did feel that they did a very good job of providing us the information we need to be able to bring this to the full board with confidence that this is a very good investment, not just for us, but for the county and a lifeline for AOA. So the committee has moved it forward for approval for the full board.
Okay. Are you then offering the motion?
I will make a motion that we approve Pasquotank County's request for $17,500.
Is there a second?
This is Arthur. I'll second.
I'm sorry, I missed something.
We had
Is there
2
a-
seconds at the
Oh,
time.
okay. All right, so you all will pick one. So we have a motion and a second for the approval of the county's request on behalf of AOA. Are there any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, we will move to the vote, the roll call vote.
Gwen,
Yes.
Arthur,
Yes.
Jeff second.
I took names out.
Okay, Rhonda, approved, and Jeff,
Approved.
Andy,
Need the motion.
made the motion, thank you, and Linnea.
Approved.
Thank you.
So that stands approved. Thank you, Andy, and the committee for your work and review on this request. Okay, so we're now down to other business. Actually, Karina, I do have one item. I just wanted to mention that oftentimes we have milestones in our lives, and it's important that we take the time to celebrate, acknowledge, and honor those milestones. And so today, we as a board have an opportunity to celebrate a milestone. And you'll hear a little bit more about this in just a couple of seconds, but once you do hear it, I want you all to virtually join me in a standing ovation. So with that being said, I'm going to now turn the microphone over to Karina.
Thank you, Gwen. And I'm going to grab something that's hiding. carry it all the way down to the end of the table and ask Miss Susan to stand up. Because Susan, technically on Saturday, but today was the closest, has been with us for 15 years. 15 years. 15 years of learning my cats, and I've been honored to work with you for 2 of those 15 years, which is not a lot. So we have something for you, and I didn't know if anybody else who's been with Susan for more than 15 years, but I thought it was
You have to
super.
come up a little closer.
Sorry, that is the hard part about virtual.
Thank you so
And I
much.
have
Oh, well, I get to eat at Montero's. That's always nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me.
Okay, so I'm asking you all to virtually join me in the standing ovation and a round of applause. Okay. Thank you, Susan. I'm sorry, does she have, is Susan speaking?
She's opening her.
Beautiful.
Oh, there you go. Okay. That's
As an invaluable part of Visit Elizabeth City for the last 15 years, we continue to cherish and appreciate you every day. Oh, thank you very much.
And
wonderful.
I picked a crystal vase because when I was Googling 15-year anniversaries, crystal is the 15 years. So
Thank you very
I
much.
thought it was appropriate.
Cool.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Congratulations.
No, please. But 15? We all want to retire one day, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll open up the floor for any other business. I don't know, is Debbie or Holly? I know Michelle is here. Is Debbie?
Question, Holly.
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, hi. Okay, so Debbie, do you have anything you would like to share?
Yeah, just want to say we're excited about all the things that you are doing to promote Elizabeth City. Thank you. It really does make a difference from a visitor perspective as well as from a community being in the know perspective. Downtown is still here, new businesses are opening, and everyone is doing their best to follow the COVID safety protocols. As you probably know, the governor stated yesterday that we'll remain in phase 3 for 3 more weeks, which has an impact on some of our holiday events. We won't be able to host our annual holiday celebration and grand illumination event, as that draws more than 500 people as a group in the downtown, and that would violate the governor's restrictions. We're looking into whether or not we can do that virtual, that lighting virtually. I'm not sure the feasibility of that. It doesn't have as much, bang trying to catch it all on camera. We will be still holding, as it stands now, unless restrictions get more strict, we'll still be holding the November and December First Friday Art Walk, the holiday window decorating contest, Black Friday promotions in downtown, Small Business Saturday promotions, and Christmas Eve promotions. And of course, the Pasquotank River Yacht Club is still committed to their lighted boat parade event. And we're talking with art-related businesses to see what their interest level is in participating in a new national initiative, Artist Sunday, which is on Sunday, November 29th. It's similar to the Small Business Saturday promotions, but it's geared more toward art-related businesses. And we just wrapped up our Downtown Digs Elizabeth City raffle, where we raffled off either a free year's living in a Weatherly Lofts apartment or cash. And the winner, Margin Curtis, chose the cash option. It was a successful fundraiser for our nonprofit to help replace funds that, weren't generated by our other events. We raised about $23,000 for the organization, and we're working on an exciting combination public art bike rack project in the next couple of months that I'll keep you all informed about via Karina. So again, thanks for everything that your organization is doing to continue to promote Elizabeth City. That's all I have.
Wonderful. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that update. Is Holly on?
I'm here, yes. Good morning.
She's there. Okay. Hey, Holly.
Good morning, everybody. Just a chamber update. We've been able to ease back into having some events with limited attendance at those, but we've had very good response. People are very appreciative of the chance to be able to get out and start networking again and to have something to do. So we're thrilled to be able to provide that opportunity. An event coming up in about 2 weeks is going to be a business after hours and ribbon cutting at Visionary Eye Care out at Tanglewood. It'll be an outdoor event from 4 to 6, and masks will be required, with small groups being able to go inside to tour their facility. We're really looking forward to that, and some other things that we're looking to get rescheduled and back on our calendar by the end of the year.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Holly. Hey, Michelle.
Hello, good morning.
Wish to share? Thank you.
Yeah, so while things look very different here at Elizabeth City State University, we are still on campus and operational. Our students are still here. We are in the last piece of fall semester with classes and exams ending right before Thanksgiving. So our students will actually leave campus at Thanksgiving, and we have launched our spring semester academic calendar, pushing our start date back a week. So our students will not return until classes begin on January 19th. In a continued effort to maintain and limit the spread of the virus, we have eliminated spring break for spring semester. So we are limiting opportunities for students to leave campus in an effort to maintain. To date, we've only had 39 total cases on our campus, no more than 8 active at a time, and usually no more than 10 to 15 students quarantined at a time while we're doing contact tracing and testing and waiting for test results. So we've been very fortunate, and we appreciate all the community support of ECSU during this time, and with our students and their safety and being a part of this community. So it's been an interesting semester doing everything virtual and not being able to be out and engaged in the community as much as we are, and bringing our family to the community. But we're still maintaining, and we're still doing great. And enrollment was up this year, so we increased enrollment 13%. So in spite of the pandemic, students are still coming and still here, and so we're very excited about that. So thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Let's see. I thought is Wendy? Okay.
I think she dropped off.
I'm sorry.
And Christian literally just walked out the door. So.
Oh, was that him? Yeah, I can't. It's hard to. Yeah. Okay. Is he coming back or? Okay.
No.
Are there any others that are on the phone, or any board members that if you have any announcements that you would like to share?
Well, I do have a long speech because I thought it was my last meeting, but I'll wait till.
One time to practice. Okay. All right. Karina, anything else?
No, thank you. We are good.
Okay, very good then. Well, once again, thank you all for joining the meeting. Thank you for what you are doing to our great staff, to the wonderful board members, what you're doing in and around the community. We know that this is going to move in a different direction. We will remain focused on what we're doing, and we will benefit very, very soon. So again, thank you all for your time. Thank you for your expertise. Please enjoy a wonderful rest of the day and a fantastic weekend. Have a great day. Oh, well, I guess I need to call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting. I'm certain that there are no concerns or questions. Roll call vote.
Gwen?
Yes.
The name Inside Out is perfect because it's all in what you put inside your body as to what it looks like outside your body. So Inside Out goes with what I'm trying
So
to
I think, who's is that Linnea?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
we're getting your conversation.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
I approve.
Thank you. Okay, we are adjourned. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.